8GB of RAM, Ryzen 3 3100, and the 3GB GTX 1060, costing in total $250 US. I'll be playing some light to heavy games to see both the boundaries and games it can run. I'm interested in seeing how 8GB of RAM performs and if it's plausible to use it for gaming. And so starting with our first game, Hot Wheels Unleashed is our first easy to run video game. So with pretty much max settings except with FSR enabled, we are seeing 101 average FPS. Our RAM is sitting around 80% usage and both the CPU and GPU are doing relatively well. Both the 0.1% and 1% lows were 1 FPS, but during actual gameplay, there was not a lot of stuttering. Now, with Hot Wheels concluded, let's go to a better known video game, Control, which was released in 2019 and will serve as a higher difficulty game and a true testament to our hardware. So here I'm running this on essentially the lowest settings. At first I was getting around 60 FPS, but eventually it started to chug. FPS dropped to around 40 and it started to stutter a lot, completely falling apart. I'm not too sure what happened, but if you look at our hardware usage, even in a cutscene our GPU maxed while the RAM and CPU were well below 90%. So it appears that our GPU is simply not powerful enough to handle this game. And if this game does not run as expected, so the question turns into, could we run esports titles like Valorant instead, even with 8GB of RAM and a lackluster of a budget? So Valorant is probably the most indicative of whether this gaming PC is of any use, because if it can't run this, then it's the end of the road and time to upgrade. Valorant is a very easy game to run. Now my graphical settings were close to max, give or take, and in my gameplay I started a fresh account with these few matches that I recorded being my first few ever. Now, the PC throughout my gaming experience was perfectly fine. We were averaging around 140 FPS with a pretty much smooth frame count. I actually never played this game prior to the recording, but I definitely had some fun while playing. Alright, and that unfortunately marks the conclusion of this video. With hardware that's definitely older and 8GB of RAM on our side, we could definitely play some games today. Now, is it ideal? No, but it works and has some upgradability with the AM4 motherboard, processor supporting Windows 11, a modular B-tier power supply, and some potential to play some video games. If you enjoyed this video and want to support me in future ones, you can like and subscribe. And with that, I'll see you in the next one.